So even though a percent represents a ratio, sometimes we're going to want to write it as just a single number, whether a fraction or a decimal or a mixed number. And when we're asked to do that, the process is actually really straightforward. So let's suppose we're asked to write a percent as a fraction. Say we want to write 12.5% as a fraction. Well, percent, right, that means out of 100. So this already says fraction on the box, right? Okay, I'm done. I'm going home. Oh, that's probably not what we meant, was it? Probably what we meant was that we wanted to write 12.5% as a simplified fraction, didn't we? If we just want to write it as a fraction, if looking like fraction notation is somehow useful to us, we're done by just writing what it says on the box. 12.5% means 12.5 out of 100. Otherwise, we're going to have to simplify this fraction. So how should we do it? Well, right now it's a complex fraction, isn't it? Because it's got this decimal in the numerator. How will we make that go away? Well, we'll need to multiply 12.5 times 10. But that means we're going to have to multiply the denominator by 10 also. So 12.5 times 10, well, that's 1250, one digit after the decimal point. Right? This had the effect of moving the decimal point one place to the right. 100 times 10, that's a 1 followed by 4 zeros. 125.0, that's just 125. Okay. Is this simplified now? Well, no, I think 125 and 1,000 have got some factors in common, don't they? I bet they've got a 5 in common. 125 is going to be 5 times something, and 1,000 is going to be 5 times something. 1,000 is easier, right? 10 is 5 times 2, so 10 with 2 zeros on the end is 5 times 2 with 2 zeros on the end. That's easier. 125, maybe you know off the top of your head, or maybe you need to do long division. 5 goes into 12 twice. 5 goes into 25 5 times. Nothing left over. 5 times 25. 25 and 200 still have a factor in common, don't they? They've still got a 5. So 25, that's 5 times 5. 200? Well, 20 is 5 times 4. So 20 with a 0 on the end is 5 times 40. Oh, but those still have a 5 in common, don't they? 5 is 5 times 1, and 40 is 5 times 8. We get 1/8. So expressed as a fraction, what do we find? 12.5% equals 1/8. Percents won't always be given as decimal percents, of course. They might be whole number percents, which makes this process a little simpler. They might be fraction or mixed number percents, right? We might have a mixed number percent, 44 and 4/9%. Well, and again, I didn't say it, but I meant a simplified fraction, didn't I? Well, again, just what it says on the box to begin with. 44 and 4/9 out of 100. Again, a complex fraction, but not as easy to deal with as a decimal. In this case, I think my approach is going to be to understand this as division. I'd like to write this number as an improper fraction, and I'm going to write this as 100 over 1. So this is going to be some number of ninths divided by 100 over 1. How many ninths? Well, (44 times 9), and then I'm going to add in the 4, right? Four times 9 is 36. 4 times 9 is 36, 37, 38, 39. And then add in the 4. Ah, 400. So 44 and 4 ninths is 400 ninths. I have 400 ninths divided by 100 over 1. That's going to be 400 ninths times 1 over 100. So 400 over 900. Simplify by canceling common factors of 10 twice, and I get the fraction 4 ninths. 44 and 4 ninths percent equals the fraction 4 ninths. To write a percent as a fraction, write the percentage over 100, and then simplify. Let me give you one of these to try. Write 28% as a simplified fraction. Pause the video and try this now. All right, so first, just what it says on the box. 28% means 28 out of 100. Now I notice that this is not a complex fraction, so I can just go ahead and simplify. It looks like those have a 4 as a common factor, don't they? 28 is going to be 4 times 7, and 100, that's 4 times 25. If you didn't spot the 4 immediately, you might have factored out a 2 and then another 2. That is also correct. Cancel the common 4. 7 and 25 don't have any factors in common. So we're left with 7 25ths. 28% is equal to the fraction 7 25ths.